Peter. Come on up, sir. Peter Mullen is leading biz dev operations for Speakeasy, and he's going to show us how the conference call is being disrupted. It's high tech.
Excellent. Okay, great. Thank you. As Miles said, my name is Peter Mullen. I recently joined Speakeasy as head of business development. Speakeasy was founded on the fundamental principle that the conference call is still basically a broken, disjointed experience. And so this company was founded that we wanted to kind of reinvent the conference call from the ground up. So we built a beautifully designed mobile app and web client experience to start. And I'm going to go right into the demo of the web mobile app. I've already scheduled a call here, and some of the cool features are when you start a call, you can actually have the system call you at the start time or have the system call you when the first person joins. So I'm sure you're all used to calling into a conference line and you wait for the first person to join while you listen to bad hold music. When you first sign up for the service, everybody gets their own number. You can select your area code, and then we'll self-generate a number. You will never need a PIN to dial into a Speakeasy conference call, so no more fumbling around for pins and stuff like that. A couple of other things are you might be running late for a call, and you have to call somebody or text and have them contact somebody. We have this really cool feature called a running late button. So you can select like 10 minutes, and then everybody who's invited to the call will get an email that you're running 10 minutes late. And you can see these other participants on the call, Kyle Lloyd, and I don't know who test 2 is, but one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the lobby feature on. And what that does is that locks the call, won't let any more participants dial in, and then when somebody dials in, it will notify me that somebody's waiting in a lobby, and they'll be listening to some elegant hold music. But you can see here, I've got other participants on the call, so no ding, who joined, who is that? So you always know who on the call because we're linking to your contacts. Anybody has the ability to mute anybody else on the call. So I'm going to go ahead and mute Kyle and this other person, test 2, on the call. We have some Workspace. We call this the collaboration Workspace. We have what's called Team, and that is keyed off your email domain. So if you're doing a team call with a couple of clients or whatever, you can do things like share notes via back channel, assign tasks, and share files. You can also do things like capture sentiment. Kyle's a happy guy. He's always happy. We can always count on him to be a 5. So these are things that you can just kind of capture. We call this in-call workflow, and then you can summarize it at the end of the call. The Everyone tab allows you to do some cool stuff, and this is everyone on the call, and you can do things like share a presentation or share a spreadsheet or whatever right there in the call. So I'm going to go out to Google Drive and retrieve a PowerPoint file and just add this to the in-call experience. And keep in mind, I'm actually in the conference call, talking while I'm, loading the file. And we're using the in-app viewer from Box, which allows you to do mobile to mobile, mobile to web, web to mobile sharing. And then, so you can see here is a PowerPoint, and when I activate, a little window will pop up on the other mobile app or on the web app, and then allow me to go ahead and cycle through the PowerPoint or page through a document right there in the app. So you can do this all from your mobile phone. So when you're through with that and they say, oh, can you send me that? Okay, well, you might have to exit out, get into email, but in this case, you could then just go ahead and transfer the file to all the other participants right there in the phone. When you're through with the call, we've got an integration to Salesforce, so you can do things like hang up and log into Salesforce. And what this allows you to do is to capture the high-level call details, date and time of the call, and then who was on the call. So just some basic stuff. And then you can select an opportunity that's being pulled from Salesforce, which I've already pre-created, and then go ahead and log the call to Salesforce, and it will dump it in there. So it saves manual data entry for salespeople or other, client outreach people to do that. So that's kind of the gist of it right there. We're funded by Bessemer Ventures and Salesforce to the tune of $5 million, and we're built on Twilio with some WebRTC hooks, and then we integrate some other tools from like Box, the in-app viewer. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, and hope you enjoyed the show.
Thank you, Peter. I want to apologize for some of the nonsense in the background. We did give you some more time, so if you want to talk about some more screens.
No, I mean that's kind of it. We have a web version and we started out with iPhone, and we'll have an Android version in the near future. But we got to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. But so far the adoption has been really huge, and people who use it really love it. So we're pretty excited about what we built here.
Awesome.
I'm happy to take any questions.
Same question as last time. What does it cost?
Yeah. We are not doing a freemium model. We're going to start out with a paid model. We got 3 tiers. They range from $10 to roughly $30 per user a month with an annual contract.
Okay, I'm in. But most of the time, the projector was out of focus when it was working, and maybe you can do a 5-minute video, and Miles has everybody's email, and we're going to share the shit out of it.
I think that's a great idea. I've got some ideas about the video that I'd like that I'd like to generate because again, the idea of conducting an entire call on your phone for road warriors, I think, is something that it's just way overdue.
We didn't see it because it was cutting in and out, but it looked like you dialed into the call from, like it was actually using the telephone service on the phone, or is it doing it over the top through the app?
This one actually does use your mobile dialer when you're using it in-app. Anybody can dial in through any landline phone or your cell phone dialer, but you won't be able to, do the screen shares and things like that. The web version, it does dial in through just the web, so there will be no actually physical phone call.
Okay, can you, I know this is a lot of people's concerns when being on a conference call. Can you put yourself on mute from inside the app?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How do you handle international conference calls?
I'm sorry?
How do you handle international conference calls?
Okay, when I mentioned to you, when you select a call or when you join the service, you're asked to specify which area code you want to have. And that way, any call you make through the app is a local call. Right now, we're available only in the US and Canada for local number dialing, but you can still use a US number and then dial in through the web overseas and not incur any toll charges. We're just readying the international version of this where we'll be able to go to almost any country and give you a local number there. Okay, we're built on top of Twilio, so wherever they are, we're going to be.
How do you send out the invitations to announce the call?
One thing I didn't show you, are we dead again here? There's 2 ways to do it. If you use Gmail or Google, we have a Chrome extension where you can just press one button and then what we call Speakeasy enable your meeting. So you schedule a meeting in Gcal or Google Calendar, invite the people, and then when you press the button, it'll just enable the Speakeasy call. Now, in the app, it has a button which says convert. So one other thing I didn't show you here, let's see if it comes up, is we ask you to link your work calendar, and what we do is we read your calendar. So any appointment that you have on your calendar, we just press one button to convert the call to a Speakeasy call, and it will insert the number and the link, the web link with the number in the dial-in instructions, and then send an email out to all the participants automatically. So it's really slick. I think the guys that designed and developed this really kind of thought this through. It took about 1.5 years to build before they announced it.
Hey, Peter. Whoa,
Yeah.
that's loud.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Hey, I think we've all been on calls where there's like 3 people. There's the speaker, there's the person that's interacting and listening, and then there's somebody else who's just walking around outside next to traffic, adding background noise. Is there a way in your app to mute that person?
Yes, there is a way to mute that person, okay? Anybody can mute anybody, okay, or the organizer. So even if you don't, you don't have to be the organizer to mute somebody else, okay? So that's a very flexible thing. What we don't do is like, we don't have a little indicator so that you can tell who it is, but we've made that request to Twilio to have that feature. So that'll just be, go one step further in terms of convenience and all that. So good question.
How do users without headphones navigate PowerPoint presentations in the call at the same time?
They can use the speaker. Speakerphone.
Okay.
I don't know. Anybody else has any ideas?
Is your Android app on the way?
Yeah, from what I've told, it's already been built, but we're just kind of holding off releasing that. So hopefully you can live with the web. If you want, I'll ask that question and get back to you. I used to be an Android guy. When I joined the company, I had to do an iPhone.
Poor Peter.
Yeah.
What can I do with downloading the app without paying and stuff? Can I try it out or?
Yes, you can now. We haven't really turned on the payment spigot yet. That's going to be, so you're all free to download the mobile app and get your number and use it free, but we're going to turn on the paywall here in the next 30 days or so, but we're going to give everybody a pretty generous trial as well. So we're not going to be that rough about it. We're going to be nice about it. So if you need some extra time, we'll give it to you. You can always, my email address is peter@speakeasy.co. So feel free to hit me up. I manage the sales and business development. So.
All right,
Okay.
Peter Mullen.
That's it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Peter. Speakeasy.
There you go.